They're very special and flexible predators. My only passion is to eat fresh meat. African cats are masters of ambush. The champion of surprise attacks. Along the vast prairie BA, predators have common prey. The GBA leopard and the lion have the same taste, but they have different ways of hunting. No species has a clear advantage. These feline animals, they don't just protect themselves. They have to protect and care for their children and teach their children the necessary skills to be an expert predator. Day after day, they have to fight to survive. When the first rays of the day appear, the race between life and death, up to the top. Hunger drives predators out of their shelters, and death threatens the prey. The dawn signals a last chance to hunt, before a new hot day comes. Daylight prevents sudden attacks from happening, so the lions on this grassland, I like to hunt at night, but their vision is 6 times better than that of humans. Last night's hunt was 7. So, a group of female lions are starting their final hunt. Hunting over a large area of land, it requires patience and discreet to overwhelm in a big game. The lion must use power on both sides. Endurance and speed, because they get down very quickly. So this big feline family, they have to slowly approach their prey so they don't get detected. The zebras are running, and these lions attack the flanks. I hope to get at least one. Among these animals that are running around, even for the collaborative hunting of animals, lions are 7 times more likely to fail than to succeed. For a lone lion, the likelihood of catching a large prey is only 15%. But if they're hunting in packs, the chances of success will double. To capture and kill their prey, without getting hurt by the kicks, or in other cases, are the hornets of prey. Female lions have to bite their prey's throat until they can no longer resist. It depends on age and gender. It's an adult lion, requires a minimum of 4.5 to 5 kilograms of meat per day. But the lion will devour about 45 kilos of meat, if they can, when food becomes scarce. Despite not participating in hunting, but adult lions are always privileged. Eaten first. The males are large in size. They don't usually participate in hunting. Instead, they'll be responsible for protecting the herd and mating. When the temperature rises high, used to be vultures flying in the scorching heat. With a peering look, the vultures are looking for dead bodies, left behind or redundant, until it's their turn to join this party. Even though this animal, bound by a tight ritual, but that doesn't mean their status. It's only determined by body size. Next to the lion, spotted hyena. It's also one of the most homogeneous predators. In Africa, and it's like a lion. A hyena will also devour when given the chance. It will devour the body that the lions left behind, except hair. It's the only thing hyenas can't digest. A shrewd wild dog came running and steals some bones, while the hyena is eating forever. Instead of fighting for food, this predatory animal competes by trying to eat fast. Hyenas, about 40 of these animals, ate a big zebra that had just been killed. In just 15 minutes, there's almost nothing left for the vultures, waiting for my turn. A wandering lion, they can find food by tracking scavengers, flying through the sky. About BA years old, male lions are expelled from the herd that they were born. Lion cubs often live together because they have no own territory and limited hunting ability. So the lions were driven out. You have to wander and scour everywhere for food. Because lions are pack animals, So one was deported. I will ally with the others. And once the alliance was formed, they will try to overturn the males in another herd. But usually, these young lions are just low status and live by luck. Because the male lions were deported, we have to live on luck. Living in groups will be much more beneficial. If the males in the herd are not deported or be overthrown, then inbreeding will bring genetic disaster to the herd. Due to the position of the males are not stable, they always have to keep up their pace. When the wildlife, it seems to be only for males who have a knack for maneuvering. From the domestic cats to the felids, this wild meadow, they all have amazing dollar-for-dollar points, but only lions can actually be considered a pack-living species. Living in large groups will have more advantages compared to single life. Female lions are related to each other. It's the basis of a pride of lions. 318 female lions will form a colony. A colony with a mother lion and her cubs are sister lions. The connection will continue to be strengthened by common activities. It's like raising predators and training young lions. They don't have the same size problems as the males. A female lion that can hunt on its own and live independently. But lions are highly social animals. They will live with their families because they live in cooperation with each other more than competition. So the lionesses will live longer than male lions. At least from BA up to 4 years, a female lion rests about 20 hours a day and get a lot of help raising kids. To have food for the whole flock, the lionesses have to keep up their strength for the hunt night. It's daytime now. Zebras understand every move of the lions and know that they're close. But they're also confident that they won't be attacked. In bullets, the main mission of the male lions is to mate with any lioness to the estrus period. This is hard work. To get pregnant, a female lion needs to mate hundreds of times. And not just with a male. Each mating lasts only a few seconds, but in the estrus period, the lioness usually mates about twice, for 1 hour and usually for 4 consecutive days. Several times a year, some female lions in the herd to the estrus period. It could be everything. If the young lions had been killed in the process of transferring the leadership, the lions are dead. That causes the lioness to quickly reach estrus. But the fact that a male lion mating with many female lions requires it to have high endurance. Usually the ability of male lions to mate will decrease after a few days, but the lionesses are no exception. If there are only a few males in the herd, when a lioness stops mating, there will be opportunities for others. Throughout the life of a male lion, they can only mate for a few years. Male lions are happiest between the ages of 5 and 6. At the age of 8, male lions start to thin out and lose their ability to mate. Its mane is fading. It's not just that there's little biological time, but most of male lions are only in the herd for more than 2 years. The longest is 4 years, once dethroned by the younger lions. They have almost no chance of regaining their position. Before care, the lions have found a cool place to hide, escape from the scorching heat of the steppe. If these young lions survive, it's going to be Africa's largest predator. A normal female lion will give birth to 34 lion cubs at a time, but half of them, he will die before he is 1 year old. It is estimated that in 3,000, the lion cub had one that survived its first year. Being pregnant at the same time gives birth to a lot of cubs, the lion cubs, to be taken care of and raised by all the lionesses in the herd. This care will help the cubs survive, especially in case of abandonment. And of course, another baby lion. You're going to have to find a lioness who's raising a baby. The lion cubs. They are usually taken care of for about 710 months. That's a lot longer than other cats. They depend on the herd until you are at least 16 months old. The adult lions. Very patient and tolerant. They also protect the young lions. But in times of food scarcity, when there are no big enough prey, they're going to reduce the feeding of the cubs or let them starve. The survival of the herd requires sacrifice. If a lioness gives her cubs their food, it will starve to death. And because there's nothing to guarantee the lioness' survival, even in the best conditions, so he decided to sacrifice a few lion cubs. The K-pop leopard is the fastest mammal on Earth. They're born to hunt antelope. Agile. But it doesn't have the cleverness of the wildebeest. With a sudden parenthesis, a lovely Thompson antelope can get rid of the claws of a leopard at a speed of almost 112 kilometers per hour. This time the prey escaped. An adult leopard, you can stop eating for a few days, but this leopard has to feed its cubs. Losing patience, it carefully chooses the right time to catch its prey. Less than a minute of sprinting, his body is getting hot. 300 meters sprint makes its body temperature rise high, and it's going to take about half an hour to recover. This family has 3 to 4 leopards. That's more than the average family. Lion eagles and other predators, they killed half the newspapers during their first 3 months of life. In some parts of Africa, 90% of the animals belong to them. Young cats cannot survive for months. The most vulnerable in life. The mother hid her children in the cave during the first month. But these panthers were. They are old enough to walk with their mother on the vast grasslands. It's like the wild panther that hunts during the day. To avoid having to compete with hyenas and lions, at night they choose to cope with the heat. And also the leopard. Wild dogs only eat their prey. Although they're not scavengers, but sometimes the wild dogs also steal the bodies of their leopard or prey. Kill the leopards. This time the wild dogs pass by and the leopards are safe. The cubs will start to milk when he was about 3 months old, even though it's still breastfeeding. But sometimes they are also involved in hunting. They were trained very early, a few antelope lagging behind. It shows a herd of antelope nearby. I need to find a safe place to hide my kids before it goes hunting. During the first months of the cub's life, a leopard whose mother has to move every 45 days because of other predators. It's possible to detect the smell of the leopards if they stay in one place too long. Today, he's taking his kids to a cool shelter, out of the way of the wild dogs. Leopard families are very close together and get along very well. They will split up when the cubs are 18 months old. The cougar can even be with her mother. But the male leopards will have to leave at least 20 kilometers. They live in groups and hunt together. A herd of antelope goes into the territory of a leopard. I'm raising you. When the first antelope ran away, the leopard started chasing him to prepare the cubs for independence. The cougar taught them the exercises. The panthers imitated how to bite into the throat of the prey they've seen. My mother used it very effectively. Even the fangs of adult cheetahs are also very small, can't bite deep into the neck of the prey. So, one bite into the trachea of the prey takes a long time. This type of bite usually lasts more than 5 minutes. But very effective. Some of the predators on the African savanna, hunting during the day, but because of competition, leopards have no other choice. A male leopard is watching, while the others listen to the howl. Voe of flies, a common alliance formed by brothers,